Hello everybody, and welcome to the live stream. This is the live portfolio review and question and answer stream. So usually I do some design work on these streams, but today I don't want to focus on the work that I do. I want to focus on the work that you do. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. So hey, welcome to the stream. If you're jumping in, Harrison is here, Jalaluddin is here. Tell me where you're coming from, and then also tell me what your favorite food is. Let's go favorite food today. Mine is, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between scones and pizza. But it has to be like a really good scone, not like one of them dry, crusty Costco scones, like a really nice, delicious one. So that's a thing. All right, so people are jumping into the chat. If you are coming to the chat because this is all about portfolio reviews and you want to get your work reviewed, all you have to do is head over to my Instagram. Go to instagram.com/IamJesseShow. The URL is actually right here if you're like looking for it. What is it? Or you can hit the link in the pinned comment in the chat, and you want to just follow me and then DM me your piece of work, and I'll grab it like I have a bunch of these fine folks, and I'll load it up on the screen, and we'll talk about your work for a couple minutes. Could be pretty fun. But hey, before we do that, I have a really big announcement. I'm really excited. I hope you guys will partake and participate in this with me. My Dribble workshop, two-part Dribble workshop, is coming up March 26th, hosted on Dribble. We're going to talk about UI and UX design. If you want to learn more about my Dribble workshop, all you have to do is go over to Dribble and just go to the Learn Design section. And then look at this. Here I am on Dribble. It's going to be a two-parter. You can sign up for it, register now, learn more. And then you can also watch the little video that talks all about it. Guess who's on the video? Yeah, it's me. It's my dumb mug. So you can check it out there. But the first workshop is going to be about designing and prototyping mobile interfaces. I'm going to talk about workflow, and we're going to be working in Figma. You're going to get a file to start with. You're going to learn about typography and grids and Figma fundamentals and all sorts of fun stuff. And then our second one is going to be really fun. I'm really hyped for it. Modern delivery workflows for teams and for freelancers. So when you're done with your project, how do you deliver this thing? If you're working with an engineering team, you're working with a client, how do you get it to them? What kind of stuff do they need? So hey, if you want to register for that, it'd be awesome. I would love to see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, I also want to say a really quick shout out to my members here on my YouTube channel. You can hit that little join button and become a member. And here's a bunch of them, like Steve Smith and Ryan Kelly and Becky and Craig and Yoav and all of my favorite peeps who, if you go over to the community tab, I post special things for them. Beginning files, ending files, behind the scenes stuff, and I just love them so much. So consider becoming a member. And now that we've said that, we can jump around and start talking. We got more people in the chat. People saying they love pizza. They're from Barcelona. Barbecue is the best. Good morning from Minneapolis. I love fried chicken. Okay, that's 3 days before my birthday. Oh, all right. Maybe treat yourself to a little birthday present and join me for the workshop. Hey, let's jump right in to a piece of work or to a portfolio for the day. This is one of these guys who's been around. He joins me on all of my streams, and this is Jalaluddin, and I'm Jalaluddin. I feel like I got your first name now, but I'm about to mess up your second name. Here we go. Jalaluddin Esenboyev. Ooh, I may have nailed it. I don't know, possibly. So, hey, Jalaluddin has sent us a Behance portfolio. Also, hey, please post your questions in the chat because this is a question and answer stream as well. So Jalaluddin is a UI and UX designer. He's got his Instagram there, and he's from Uzbekistan. All right. So, so here's what I always look at when I say, are you a UI UX designer? You're showing me nothing but UI and UX design. So that's right on brand for who you say you are and what you do. So let's go to this BMW redesign project. Now we want to look at some work. And again, if you're just joining us, if you've never joined us for one of these portfolio review streams, the whole goal is to bring some constructive criticism and feedback in hopes that this person grows and as a designer, and that by watching this critique and feedback, that we all grow as designers. I learn every time I critique or give feedback on a portfolio. I learn every single time. So just know that. All right, so nice, big, beautiful kind of hero image up here. Lets us know it's a redesign project. All right, a little bit of a case study kind of thing that's going on here, right? You prepared your first job in web design 8 months ago. You've redesigned this work yourself. Okay. And you're also going to critique yourself, Jalaluddin? Oh, you're doing the work for me. I kind of like it. All right, so I like it. So you're showing your first project, okay? Or maybe this is just kind of a mood board. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of like a style tile of this thing. It is. So it's kind of your first design, like way back in the day. And then here's your mistakes. Bad contrast, eye fatigue, bad typography. Yeah, just color. Like, I like that maybe this is a fun project. Maybe we should all pull an old piece of work out of the old portfolio and critique that thing. Maybe I'll find the very first website that I think might still be online right now, and I'll critique my own work right here on this stream. That would be super fun. Let's see. James Kagai says, I have my portfolio in PDF. Is that a bad thing? And also, can you review mine? Sure. Throw it up in Dropbox or Google Drive. Send me a link to it. We'll check it out. Be a lot of fun. I don't think a PDF's bad. If that's what you got, that's what you got. You got to make do with what you got. So, lorem ipsum. Okay. You needed some of that. Navigation. Okay. So now we see new and improved. What has Jalaluddin done? How's he improved his skills? Okay. Layout way better, art direction way better. Here's this funny little thing. This is a big thing right now that people are pointing out. It's always been a truth. A psychological pattern is that you want, whether it's a car or a smiling face, to be smiling or pointing at the text or at the subject matter that you want people to read and interact with, specifically your call to action. What do I mean by that? I mean that this car is pointing towards the call to action, and so it leads the eye in a form of motion in a reading pattern back to the text. If you have a picture of like a smiling subject matter, make sure that they are, right, like smiling towards the stuff you want them to look at and not away or just blankly into the camera. It's always better. So, hey, I like that art direction. Got a kind of two-up layout here. I'd say it's really clean. It's really modern. It's a huge improvement from the original design. Obviously, colors on point, typography is way better. I can see that you're using a grid, sticking to the grid. I would say contrast is still a little bit rough up here. We might want to think about how to either block this navigation off so you can see it a little bit better, or just improve the readability of it. Let's see. Also, maybe line height a little tight in here for me. Maybe just my opinion. I like a little bit more space. And then I feel like this is a good layout. It's not necessarily an amazing layout, right? So we can do some things that are a little bit more interesting. Try staggering your layouts. Try overlapping some things and giving some dimensionality, but a huge improvement altogether. We're not going to do too much more of Jalaluddin's profile or portfolio because we got a lot of other portfolios to get to. But hey, can we all throw some emoji claps in the chat. Show some support for each other. Let's be a community. Give some love to Jalaluddin with some emoji claps or hands, high fives in the chat. Good job. We love it. Hey, from here, why don't we move on to a little question and answer time with Jesse. All right. I'm drinking some of my Legend Spicy Nootropic Performance drink. Fires off my synapses, helps me think, and it tastes real spicy, and I love it. All right, so if you have questions, go ahead and throw those in the chat. That would be a huge thing for you to do. There's a good question earlier about, is a PDF portfolio okay? Does that work? It totally works. Again, I think you need to go with what you got. Go with what works for you. My first portfolio was actually, somebody threw in like a little clap. That's good. My first portfolio was a physical portfolio that I actually had to print all this stuff out. I'm going to be really honest. There was a ton of concept work in there. There was a ton of personal projects inside of there. I literally took that physical portfolio and brought it to a company and sat down for a design interview. They flipped through it and I got hired off that physical portfolio. And so I know you might be saying, well, that's like back in the day, but hey, if that's all I had. I was able to put a website up. I just didn't know how to build a website back then. So I had a physical one. That worked for me. I got hired. Lorraine's, hey, everybody's throwing some emoji high fives up for Jalaluddin's portfolio. Love it. Show some support, show some love to each other. That would be amazing. Let's see. Would I mind reviewing a non-UI UX designer portfolio? Not at all. Not at all. I think I would love to. Send me anything. I'm not saying I'm a specialist, but I would love to take a look at it. How many projects are ideal to showcase in a portfolio? I would say 3 to 5, and your most recent and your most relevant work. Okay, so this question comes from Outdated DNZ. Goopsta asked this, how many projects? I would say no more than 3 to 5, and you want them to be current, relevant to the type of jobs you're applying for or work you're trying to get. They need to be current, right? So don't show me stuff from 15 years ago. Don't show me 80 projects. Show me your best 3 to 5, and then build those 3 to 5 out in really beautiful, like kind of case studies or portfolio presentations. You don't know how to do that? Download my my free PDF called Make Your Portfolio Count. You can go to my website and get this. Hold on, let's pull it up in case anybody wants to figure out where to go, because I could go over this like tons and tons and tons of this stuff. But if you go to my site and you go to free design resources, okay, there's a bunch of fun free stuff here you can download, and then below that I have a bunch of premium resources that if you'd like to pick up any of these. But I have a free one called Make Your Portfolio Count. It's a free ebook. And you can download that for free, or you can donate a little something, but just put 0 in here. Get it for free. Get it for free. It's a PDF ebook. It's like 14 pages, and it just shows you like how to lay stuff out, how to copy good Behance like layouts, what kind of stuff to put in there. So maybe think about that. Maybe that would be for you. I don't know. Okay, so cool. How do you overcome businesses choosing not to hire you because you seem too young? That is a great question. Jodam Sinjanier says, how do you overcome businesses not choosing because you're too young? How old are you? Because unless you're like 15, I would be willing to bet that's probably not about you being too young, but it might be about either the way you present yourself, the way you present the value that you offer to a company, or the lack of presentational materials that you have to back up that claim, right? So a lot of times it's not young as in years, but it might be young as in experience, and people can maybe pick up on a lack of experience. They can kind of vibe that from you, okay? So the way that you can overcome that, I would say, is by doing a little bit of role play with people and always understanding that you have to bring value to people. So I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Jodam says you're 17. Okay, so I'm gonna take all this back. Maybe they see you as too young, but that's gonna be part of the game. I think you can still overcome that, and it's a good mindset to get in. Hey, I need to overcome any complaints somebody might have against me, even if I am 17, even if I don't have a portfolio, even if I haven't done tons of paid work. There's ways to overcome that, okay? So if you want to overcome that with processes and value. Here's what I mean by those two things, okay? You need to have a bunch of processes established so that when people ask you something like, well, how much is this going to cost? You don't have to like make up something on the spot. That seems really inexperienced. That seems really immature, right? How much for a website? I don't know, like $1,000, like maybe. How much do you think? That's a bad way to present yourself. So you want to be able to say, well, that's a great question. It depends on what you're looking for, and I would love to sit down and figure out what your business needs and how I can solve your problems, and then we can talk about budget, but I would never want to quote you a price until I knew exactly how to solve your problem. So can we book a 30-minute call, chat, a video chat where I can ask you some questions about how I can increase revenue and traffic for your business? Boom, that's a totally different thing, right? You just went from immature, I really just want a project and I want to make money, to mature, I solve problems, I'd love to solve your problem. So maybe just make a mindset change there that says, man, I want to solve problems and do that. So you have some processes in place that gives you confidence, and you know how to bring value. That's the big one. What do you think about UX design in VR or AR? Well, is it totally different, or the rules are the same? I think there are some different tactical applications, but it's the same strategic implementations of good user experience, right? Just because we have a new tool, can I just say something real quick? I just got an email notification somebody downloaded my ebook. So that's one of you that really cares about improving your portfolio. Good for you. That's all I want to say. Good for you. It's not the end all be all, but it might be a free helpful thing for you. So again, technologies are going to change, right? How do we do good user experience in voice or AR? How's there a good user experience in AR, VR, or in anything that we're gonna do, right? It's a good user experience. Is a good user experience. Is it easily learnable? Is it memorable? Does it give people hits of dopamine? Is it a tough learning curve? Can they come back to it without having to relearn things constantly? Is it consistent? These are good UX principles that you have to put into place. And so that's it. Those are the strategic truths of good UX design. Now, the tactical applications of that might be, how do you apply good UX in a VR space? Well, then those are different. But as long as you know what those core items are of a good UX, you can apply them to anything. If you know how to apply a good user experience, check this out, to like digital designs and to like digital products, your mind starts picking up on bad user experiences everywhere you go. If you read the book by Don Norman called The Design of Everyday Things, it's a yellow book with a red teapot on it, famous book. He talks about elevators and he talks about doors. Now, what's crazy is I don't design elevators and I don't design doors, but by reading that book, it made me aware of digital products, and vice versa. If you read that, if you learn about good UX and digital products, you start seeing issues with elevators and doors, right? So in that book, he talks about a series of doors, right? And as people are walking through them, one door opened away from them from left to right in a clockwise pattern. Then the second door that was only a few feet away, it opened inwards in a clockwise pattern. And then the last one opened towards them in a counterclockwise pattern. So every door was different, and everybody was pushing and pulling and trying to figure out the set of doors. That's a bad user experience in the physical, tangible world. So if you study good UX principles, it applies everywhere. You'll start seeing bad UX in video game menus, in elevator buttons, in physical systems everywhere around you. But study good UX and it'll find its way into everything. Okay, so some people are saying they're sending me more portfolios. We have a couple more to look at. Let's go back and check out some portfolios. Hey, while you're here, if you're enjoying this live portfolio review and Q&A, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification icon, so you know when I go live again. You get a little email and you get notified so you don't miss it, all right? But I usually go live on Fridays. Hey, we have a portfolio by Neha Chawla, and let's see, she's a product designer. I bring marketing and creative problem-solving approach to product and experience design. This is a good portfolio. There's nothing wrong with this portfolio. The statement is sound. It lets me know who she is, what she does, and all that jazz. It has a little emoji. It seems a little friendly. She's got a nice smile. She seems welcoming. I'd like to know two things from you, Neha. Are you looking for work, freelance work, or looking for a job? And what's your personality like, right? So are you Neha? Let's do a little work on this, shall we? Let's go. It's gonna be fun. I would love to see something like this. This statement's fun. I'm just opening up my developer tools. I'm gonna have little funsies right now with Neha's portfolio. I'm gonna change some of the type or the text in here. I would like to see creative problem-solving approach to product and experience design. How about I love designing digital products. I can't spell products at all. Products. Why can I not spell? I can't see over my microphone to my keyboard. That's why. Products. I love designing digital products and am looking for freelance work and amazing coffee. That's kind of good. Okay, and then maybe we put a little, can we do a little coffee emoji? Ooh, coffee emoji in there, huh? Boom. Okay. So to me, I'm not saying this is the end all be all of marketing, right? We got some problems with multiple emojis and stuff, but hi, I'm Neha Chawla, product designer. I love designing digital products and I'm looking for freelance work and amazing coffee. If I had a little picture of her holding like a coffee mug and a big smile, I'd be like, oh, hey, I'm looking for a freelancer to design a digital product. And this is my girl. She seems like she's happy and fun. I'd like to work with her because it shows me a little bit of her personality, tells me exactly what she's looking for, not just, ready, refresh, not just problem-solving approach, product experience design. It's cold. It feels clinical. You see what I'm saying? See the difference? Okay. But I want to tell you that first impressions are huge, right? We like to say we don't judge books by the cover, but we do. We judge books by the cover. And the cover to me is this person a type of person I want to work with? Okay. Because there's lots and lots of, ooh, look, I love coffee and low-key techno. Why is this small? I just found this. This is personality. Do you see what I'm saying? Bring it up, okay? Also, I don't know about the multi-page. If the second page is literally just gonna be like this, I think you could just bring that into more of a one-page scroll. Let's look at a piece of work really quick, shall we? Timbre is a music application, provides personalized experience of selecting a song. It combines both mood and therapeutic genres. Recommends music in few easy clicks. Okay, so your role. All right. I like actual dates. These are fun because they feel like statistics, right? Sketch, Figma, Photoshop, product designing. So you did product design, UI design, and project management on this project. Looks really cool. Looks nice. Great money shot. I might want to see this up above so immediately catches my eye. That's also what we call like visual connection, right? So back here in the projects page, if I can get back there, I see the project, I click on the project, and now I see blank. I just see like blank information and a name. I want to have brand recognition or visual recognition as I move from screen to screen. Kind of basic stuff, right? Okay, so overview. All right. The design you quoted Aldous Huxley from like Brave New World, I think maybe, which is a book I'm about to read. I'm excited about that. Design process. Okay. Okay, here's my problem. It's kind of too long, don't read. Look how long this is. It's too long, don't read. It's not branded. It's not exciting like right off the bat. I feel like you could, instead of like full widthing all this text, I feel like we can do a little bit better and reorient and lay out the work and bring this Timbre brand and the elements, the colors, the fun, the mood of this down through the entire thing. And then if it's gonna be this long, which isn't bad because maybe somebody wants to read all this and see your workflow. This is a good case study. I'm not harping against case studies, but I need a too long don't read section, right? This too long don't read section was about what you did. That's not a bad thing, but if I'm looking to hire somebody, I'm like, what value does this person bring to me? It's not the duration of the project and the tools they used. It's we increased revenue by this much, we increased traffic or leads by this much, we increased downloads or active monthly users by this much. I want to see things like that. Does that make sense? Okay. I mean, it's beautiful. The work is beautiful and great, and you have this great process, I'm sure. But it falls flat for me because it's like a really long story that I have to read. I'm exhausted by the end of this. So I think the work is great. I think the site is good. I think it falls a little flat. It needs a little bit more personality and a little bit more pizzazz. Hey, with that being said, give Neha some serious props because that was a huge project and she's crushing the work that she's doing. Give her emoji claps because I'm really, really excited. I'm really proud of her. That's awesome stuff. Hey, let's move to another question and answer time with Jesse. Kaylin Johnson asked, what's your opinion on having case studies on your website versus links to a Behance page? I think either one works. I think at some point there does need to be some explanation. Like we just looked at Neha's portfolio. It was really, really wonderful. She had lots of information. I think you need to be able to offer people the exact thing they're looking for, right? And so again, this is why that front page that says, this is who I am and this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a job as a junior or senior or whatever product designer. I'm looking for freelance clients, for startups. The more specific you can be, when somebody lands there, they go, oh, that's me. If it's not them, they'll bounce out. That's fine. You don't want them. But if it is them, then they'll dig deeper to find the project. Then you offer them the next level of information they're looking for, right? It can't just be a dribble shot. And it can't necessarily be this long, medium blog post. It has to be something in the middle. Give me some stats, give me too long, don't read, give me some money shots, get me really interested. And then I'll scroll and investigate more. See the little steps there, right? I'm a hiring manager at a startup, let's say hypothetically. I come to Neha's site. She says she's looking for a job at a startup. Like I go, that's great. That's right in line with what we're looking for. I go to look at the work. Boom. This is the exact kind of work we're looking for. I go to look at that piece of work. I say, wow, this is amazing. Look at this money shot. Look at these stats. This is the kind of value she brings. Let me find out about her process. The backwards way of doing that is we just generalize. We vomit. I'm a product manager, UX designer. It falls real flat. It's real clinical. And then everybody that comes there is going, is this the kind of person I want to hire? And then maybe they click a little bit further and they see this long blog post and they're like, God, too long, don't read. I don't even know if you're the type of person that's looking for a job with me. I don't have time to sift through all this, right? So you have to help people sift by summarizing. You have to help people sift by summarizing. Get there quick. Okay, good. All right. Everyone's giving huge props to Neha, as you should. She did amazing. Okay, let's see. Should we say it's concept work or not in the portfolio? Adam asked this question. I think you should. I think there's nothing wrong with concept projects or passion projects. And I think there's actually some, I look at it from a different lens, from a different perspective. A lot of people would say, I feel really embarrassed because there's nothing but concept work in my portfolio. Hey, that's fine. Maybe you haven't landed any projects. Don't feel bad about that. Feel empowered by that. Why? Because this shows me that if I look at the work and it's laid out really beautiful, it's done with lots of precision, you've poured lots of time and energy and effort into it, that you really care. Now, if you really care that much about something you made no money on, I believe you're probably going to do a good job for me. Now, here's where this falls short, right? If you just post a dribble shot and you go, this is my concept work, hire me. They go, anybody can do that, bro. But if you put tons of work, actually years ago, I don't remember the name of him. There was a guy who applied to Apple as a product designer, and he got rejected. And then he was like, fine, I'm just going to redesign like the iTunes experience or like the App Store experience or something. And he spent like 3 weeks redesigning the iTunes or the App Store experience. Then he created a Medium blog post about the entire thing. And guess who hired him? Apple did, because they were like, holy cow, we made a wrong choice. And not only are we like hiring you, we're hiring you for a senior position. Look at your dedication to your craft. So concept work is beautiful. Don't be ashamed of it. Be proud of it. And not only like be proud of it internally, be proud of it externally. Place it there and go, this is a concept piece of work that I'm really proud of. Here's why. Here's what I learned from it. Be proud of it like that. That's a good thing. Ruman Abid asks, what kind of career progression does a UX designer have? Wow, that's, I mean, anybody, UI, UX, design, whatever, you're most likely going to start out as a junior or somebody who is a jack of all trades, right? So like maybe you're not a specific UX designer, maybe you're just kind of like general UI, UX, web designer or something, and you're implementing some UX kind of principles. As you start to build that skill set and you get more learned or more educated or mature in that skill set, then you can start pursuing more specific roles or higher paying roles or higher responsibility roles, right? So as a UX designer, could be junior UX designer, and then you could just be UX designer. Then you could be like lead of the UX team. Then you could be like, you know, senior like UX, like whatever, like VP of UX. It depends on the company, but there is definitely a progression. So this is how progression looks in most companies, and actually also in freelance, right? If you want to, where, you know, you cease to be the one doing like the production work and you start stepping out of that role and start stepping into leading teams who are doing production work. So maybe that's art director, creative director, UX director. And then you start kind of moving even further past that where you're setting the tone, and then your creative directors, art directors, whatever, implement in the teams. So there's definitely progression in the UX field. That's, yeah, definitely progression, just like any other field. So good question. Goopsa asks, what separates a UX UI designer to a senior UX and UI designer when applying for jobs and contracts? I would say, you know, experience, ability to identify standard kind of patterns, when to implement them, when to break outside of that, know when to reinvent the wheel, when not to. So I actually feel like a lot of it is maturity and self-control. And really when you start moving up like leadership ladders of any level, what really starts separating junior from senior is your ability to actually lead, right? So it ceases to be about your actual design skill, and it starts to be about your people skills, right? This is why pretty soon I'm going to release a course called Soft Skills for Designers, because a lot of us just feel like to progress in our industry, we just need to learn new techniques, new tools, learn how to design more, and that's not actually the truth. If you want to progress in your career, you need to learn how to lead people, how to listen to people, how to be empathetic, how to answer emails, how to write, how to communicate better, how to work alongside of other people. So that's what really separates if I work with a junior designer, I can tell they're passionate about design, but they need to be led, right? They're not capable of leading and necessarily doing all those things on their own. If they are, maybe they'll move up the ranks really, really quickly. But really, it becomes about character skills, not necessarily design skills. That's what separates, in my opinion. Kevino Latino says, can you get a graphic design role if you don't do UX and UI? Absolutely. Yeah, graphic design is a different thing in the same design discipline, right? It's a communication art skill. It is a visual design skill. UX design is more of a research and psychological kind of like skill where we're saying, hey, how do we create good flows for users? What does the user want? Research that, put that into place, wireframe it. UI design is more of the user interface, the visual aspect of interfaces. Graphic design could be posters, business cards, logos, all that kind of stuff. You're still using color theory, typography, visual means to communicate things. So yeah, I mean, graphic design can be print stuff. It could be web stuff. It could be anything, but it's kind of a, graphic design has become kind of like an all-encompassing kind of like general bag term. Let's see, becoming proficient in UI and UX design. Should we go to university, and do we need a university degree? Ooh, this is going to be controversial, what I'm about to say, but no, I don't. I really don't think you do. I think that pattern, going to a university or to a college to learn UI or UX design, if that's how you like to learn best, then go for it. If you need a classroom and somebody to motivate you and somebody to give you homework, then no. But if you're self-motivated, if you can get up and drive yourself, then you can learn online. You can learn from YouTube channels. You can learn from blogs. You can learn from courses. You can learn from all sorts of stuff. You might even be able to join me for a Dribbble workshop March 26, 2021 over at dribbble.com/learn and learn UI UX design there with me. But you can learn it all over the place. You can learn it everywhere. And I don't think you need to go to a 4-year degree or get a 4-year degree to be a UI UX designer. You have to be a good learner, and you have to start learning by doing. That's my recommendation there. But other people might say different. Hey, I take everything I say with a grain of salt, right? I'm just me. So hey, let's move back over to our next portfolio to review for the day. All right. Again, if you're just joining us, we're doing live portfolio reviews. If you want to submit your portfolio, we'll try to get to it. Just go to my Instagram, I am Jesse Show, and DM me with your portfolio piece of work, and I'll try to get you on this live stream, maybe the next live stream. Don't know. All right. This is the Showalte.org. Interesting. Okay. The Showalte.org. And that says competitions, 15-minute city, alternate reality. Here's the problem with this. Is this a blog? Did somebody dupe me and send me a link to a blog? This is a trick. That's not a portfolio. Get this out of here. Also, this one is too. I saw it earlier. Get that out of here. Let's go to Mark Sloan. Hey, if you're sending me links to blogs and things, I want to talk to people who are building their portfolios. I mean, much love to you, much support to what you're doing, but I want to see portfolios. Okay, this is Mark Sloan. He's from Kendallville, Indiana, and no more information about Mark, but he's got some UI work here, so I'm going to guess there's a little bit of packaging, and that's okay. But you seem like you want to do UI work because that's what's most current. So let's look at some of this. Just some Dribbble shots. Any explanation? Dribbble weekly warm-up. Okay, flat design because it's a flashback for Flashback Friday. Okay, I don't want to look at something that's Flashback Friday. I want to look at something that's you. Something that you're doing that you really love, okay? Clubhouse is real popular. I'm a fan of Android. Oh, active Android user. Here's a way cooler social audio app, hopefully real soon, if I get people saying they want it. Ooh, this is called Kick It. This is his passion project, perhaps. And we just get one screen. So I'd love to see maybe some rebounds and some more screens on this and see how you're going to build this out, because this doesn't tell me a whole lot. It just gives me like kind of a generic interface, but let's take a look at it and see. All right. Okay. Let's be constructive. Let's give feedback. Let's be supportive. Okay. Here we go. This looks like a profile screen. Here's what I don't love. The spacing seems off to me. Here's what's opinion. My opinion is I'm not loving the border radius of these little widgets in this card. Also, it's hard to tell what this portfolio or this little profile screen is really supposed to do. What's the goal of it, right? I'm just supposed to see information. If so, why does everything have to be widgetized, right? If this was like a widget on maybe like on the actual home screen of your whatever, like your phone, I could see that, but I just don't think it needs to be widgetized. I don't think it's doing anything for you. So here, like elements inside of elements, like boxes inside of boxes, it's an older pattern. Freed up, give a little white space, proper spacing, typography, all that stuff. Also, I would say that you have some hierarchy issues, right? So your salutation, your good morning is I mean, the name Alan is really big. What if somebody has a really big name? What do you do then, right? But this size is like really close to this size. You got different weights. Ooh, it's just, what am I supposed to focus on here? My eye is going everywhere. And so I think the things that could clear this up is some hierarchy, some typography changes, color selections, getting things out of the widgets and boxes inside of boxes, and instead kind of just like solidifying a nicer little bit of UI. Now here's where you might be able to widgetize something, is like is this a card that represents some sort of podcast or audio file? Okay, then you can have like rows of these, columns of these, horizontal scrolling, vertical scrolling, whatever. But why is this not filled out all the way to the end? This just seems like wasted space. See, so there's some things like these controls are kind of shoved up in here. I got fat thumb issues. So how do I tap this and not tap this or tap this? It's going to be real frustrating. So these are some UX patterns you might want to work on. Some UI patterns of, hey, we might need some space in between sections here because this all looks like it belongs together versus spacing things out. So, you know, I would just work on a little bit of your layout, spacing, and hierarchy issues, and maybe this would like be taken to the next level. Let's look at another piece of work. While we do this, I'm gonna head back to my main camera so I can open up my DMs and see if y'all have DM'd me. Okay, we got one there. We're getting some stuff here. Let's see, I'm not getting many. So I'm gonna refresh and just see. Nope, not too many. Okay, but I did get one right here. Let's open up. This is outdateddnz.co. I think I saw Outdated DNZ in the chat. Hey, Outdated DNZ, ho, you're being featured today. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh because I was busy celebrating. I didn't see. Okay, cool animation, kind of gritty, fun style. Okay, we have a cool like cursor kind of thing that's going here. Cover art. So, okay, you're saying, is that what you do? You do cover art? Okay, so you do cover art, clothing, and there's a little bit of information about you. Here's the problem. I just see a lot of blank boxes. Is that broken? Is that supposed to be showing me more stuff? Or have you just not filled this in? Okay. You'll start from the bottom, right? Why would I start from the bottom? I don't know. I mean, it's cool that I'm clicking and dragging. This is cool, but I'm seeing a lot of dead space here. So can I click on individual elements? Nope, I can't click on these. Okay, so I guess I should just go to cover art then. Okay, I think here's what we're highlighting. I am okay, how do I click on anything? How do I explore any of this? Okay, I can't explore. So here's beautiful, really cool, inventive, like web design. Got cool motion's all the rage. But the problem is that it's not usable. Right, it's confusing. It's not filled in because it's the first one that you sent. Okay, are you gonna send me a different one? He's trying to interact with me in the chat. Hold on. Maybe I need to. No. I don't see. Okay, hold on. Okay, he's gonna send me a second one. We should. Okay, I see. Okay, all right. Let's go back. Here we go. So he's got us at a Behance portfolio or profile. So here's just my only issue is like, if you have this website, maybe you need to work on it more. Maybe it's not ready, but before you get it ready and launch it into the world, just know that it's not the most intuitive. It's very, very original. So, you know, if you're going to put stuff here, you might want to think about the interactions that you might have. He wants to add light boxes to each one of these. Okay, so you're working on it. Okay, it's a cool thing. But here's a couple recommendations. If you're going to make each of these elements tappable, somehow I need to see that they're tappable. So I would also encourage you to have some sort of hover or rollover for each one. Does that make sense? Otherwise, it seems like I'm just supposed to scroll and I never get anywhere. It's like an infinite scroll. And then I start wondering, okay, I can drag it. Can I drag it to the side? What if I click to different things? No, but if I rolled over any of these and they highlighted maybe like a color overlay with like a click here or something, man, that would really help. So think about that, okay? I just want to be helpful for your actual portfolio. But let's go to the Behance of Outdated DMZ. Creative athlete, motion artist, 3D artist from India. Very cool. Okay, some of these are really cool. Like it. I mean, it's really cool cover art, cool layout. I don't know if you did this typography yourself. Yeah, maybe. I mean, really, really cool layout, really cool graphic design. That seems to be like the thing that you love, right? Is like layout, graphic design kind of stuff. Really cool motion right there. We're seeing a little bit of what you do. Like the motion stuff. Really cool. I'm gonna sneeze here in a second, guaranteed. So I'm not allergic to your website. I love your website. I just gotta sneeze. Sneezing on a live stream. That's how we do it, folks. All right. Great layout. Really, really fun. The motion, like the animation stuff's really cool. I like the brand here. I like the color. You know, it kind of has like that cool, fun, youthful, edgy vibe. It could be tech. It could be sports. It's really, really cool. Really, really fun. Like I said, a little bit more on the edgy side. I love the mark itself, showing the grid work that you're doing. You're good at what you do, man. Love it. Wow, stuff's really, and here's the cool thing is like text is really good, right? Like a lot of these case studies we've seen today, it's like, here's the story, here's the post, here's the stuff. But sometimes I just kind of need it branded like this, and I need very little like text. I need like less is more text in the story. The one thing I will say is it's hard to read this. The contrast on this is really bad. Pump this up. If you want me to read this, pump that contrast up. But I love the color selections. The wow of this is like all the mock-ups and the implementation of the brand. Lots of work has been done here. Lots of work has been done here. I would say this. One thing that some of the earlier submissions and examples that we've seen today that maybe this doesn't have is it doesn't necessarily tell me a story. Like there's no narrative that leads me through, right? Like this leads to this and this leads to this. The logo that I did paved way for the brand, and the brand paved way for the animations, and here's how we're at. There's not really a story. It's a lot of blah. It's a vomit of beautiful work, but it's all kind of put out there without organization, rhyme, or reason. So that's what I'm saying. If I was going to say one critical thing to be helpful for both your Behance like work and for your website is it's thrown out there, it's beautiful, but there needs to be some control and some narrative, some storytelling that's there. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Man, great work. Outdated. This is phenomenal work. Let's go find another one really quickly. We have boom, bum, bum, bum. Let's go. Check my last project. This is Dixit. Arjun Lee has sent me something to look at. Redesign a corporate website group of companies, and that is in another language that I cannot read. So here we go. So this is the portfolio presentation, okay? And then we have the actual website itself. Kind of cool. So now this is kind of cool. Like we have a branded, like, well, first we see like the final kind of presentation of the work, but then we have a branded kind of layout of the page structure, right? Little information architecture, but all of this is branded. The presentation is branded. Nice work, beautiful. Like popping some elements out. I think you're playing, I think it's beautiful. If I would say anything, if you're playing a little bit safe, pop certain elements out even bigger. Wow us, right? Throw some more brand elements back here. Like I see some background imagery in the actual work itself. I see some hovers with some drop shadow. I see kind of outline typography. I want to see some of that in the actual presentation. Again, download my portfolio, the Make Your Portfolio Account PDF. It talks about it a little bit in there. But the presentation stuff is really good. I mean, cool, fun, custom layout. Even take some of this stuff right here, right? And then go 45-degree angle and like mask that out so you see beautiful interface stuff at a 45-degree angle, put glow behind it, kind of bring this to life so it's not so static and stiff. But I mean, now that's me being nitpicky, right? That's really, it's beautiful work. It's laid out, and this has a little bit of a narrative, right? You're showing me the work, little bit of process, not too much, and then you're showing me all the work that's played into it. I could use a little bit more of it here, right? We could even check the Figma prototype out. I like doing that. That's always fun. I like mixed media inside of portfolios. It's an XD layout or something like that. Here, can we click and drop things down? Cool. All right. Do we have, oh, look, we got little things that lead to other pages. Fun. Yeah, I like it. Can we drag these? We sure can. I love me a Figma prototype. It's really nice. It's really nice work. Not the biggest fan of these little border radiuses right here. Maybe you could implement like a fun angle here or an organic shape across. I don't know. I'm just nitpicking now, but I think it's really, actually, never mind. I take everything I said back, because you have this nice border radius style throughout everything. So it's actually kind of on brand all the way down, right? But so maybe actually emphasize it a little bit more, or make it asymmetrical or something. But really, really nice work. Love it, love it, love it. Let's do another one. Let's go here to Kagai. Ooh, we got a something inside. Here we go. James Kagai portfolio. It's a PDF. This is the PDF that we're talking in the chat. This might be our last one. We'll do a couple more questions and get out of here. But James Kagai portfolio, really cool. Love the layout. Good integration. If I'm gonna be really nitpicky, it's probably because I don't like it just stopping at a hard line here. And maybe this is a nice picture, nice smile of you. Maybe a little bit better of a picture. I mean, quality wise, I think the smile is great. Everything's great. But again, also portfolio, It's beautiful. I was going to say it doesn't really show me a lot of character, but maybe in like a layout like this, it doesn't need to. Graphic design, branding, advertisement. This is kind of like, you're going to see this is like a mixture of a portfolio and like a resume, probably, I'm betting, right? Because we have our information on how to contact you. Who are you? Lovely like layout work here. A little tight on the line height there, like a little, and also like letting and yeah, also. So software's skills. This is, now I'm getting really nitpicky, but if it's in English, software skills would probably be better. Also, I don't like people telling me their software skills. I could care less, honestly. You know, you could mention that in text somewhere. These kind of like old charts or graphs of how proficient you are. It's very subjective. People are like, oh, so you're like the best in the world at Photoshop and Illustrator? There's nobody better? Is that what you're saying? So this is like, it's subjective. And I'm being really nitpicky. I think everything's really beautiful so far. I would just drop this. I don't think it's really there. See, these are beautiful, right? Ooh, little bit of text, not too much, too long. It's not too long. Don't read. It's good. Right into beautiful work, right? So this is nice because this is kind of like a journey. Instead of sending somebody to a website that could be hard for you to make, or a dribble shot or Behance profile that has just like a lot of work. This is kind of taking me on a journey of you and the work that you do. When we look at something we don't find at first, nice little quote that you believe in, more logo work, really nice, fun. I see there's a style of logo that you like to do, and that's good. You know, they're a little bit more complex and varied than something like a simple Nike swoosh. You know, I would maybe want to take one of these and maybe in this little grid, pop it out into like maybe a 6-panel grid, and then show me one like this blueprint one. Show me like a gridded version, like a little bit of like the work or like the case study right there. Like, hey, you started from some concepts, some elements, a little gridded pattern, some sketches, boom, boom, boom. So every once in a while, I see one of these in a form of process. That might be a really cool thing to add here. Okay, brand identity. Okay, this is where we're taking things like this. See, now this is great. This is great. I would love to see a little bit of this process up above as well. But this is nice. This is really cool. It's a nice long PDF. I'm getting lots of examples of work. Yep. Okay, so now we're doing poster designs. And again, the layout is nice. It's not flat. It's vibrant. It shows me what you do. I like it. I'm into it. UI and UX design as well. Wow. I would say I could tell right off the bat this is not your strong suit. If I was you, until I improved the skill set, I might drop this section off because I don't think it's quite up to snuff with the other elements of design that you do. Whereas you do really good, it seems like branding, graphic design, logo design, like identity stuff, not the UX stuff. We're wrapping vehicles. That would be in line with the branding, identity, print design, all that kind of stuff. And then a little bit about your personality, positive character, so on and so forth. I like it. I love this PDF. I think more people should do this. If anything, this is a great start, and then you can take this and build off of it later on if you wanted to. You don't need to, but you could. I think it's really, really nice, really beautiful. Let's do one more question and answer time with Jesse, and then I got to get going. Actually, guys, I think I got to get going. Yeah, I'm going to answer one more question. Emmanuel DeRessi. Jesse, if you are here, you can only talk in the chat. I cannot see the live stream. I'm sorry. Is there problems with the live stream? I hope there's not. I hope it's all working. Man, I hope it's working okay. But listen, I have to get going, you guys. That is the end of our live stream for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the portfolio reviews. I wish I could have got to more. We'll be doing more of these portfolio reviews on a more consistent basis. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Hey, check out my Dribble workshop, and also maybe a little 15% off code for these Legend performance drinks down in the chat if you're interested. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me on the stream. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday, and keep designing amazing stuff, y'all, and submitting your stuff for me to look at, because man, this just helps all of us, I think, learn and grow. Take care. Have a good one.